Hello everybody, and today it's going to be the qualifying session for the Italian Grand Prix of FRC, and after a lot of racing between the junior drivers at Formula Arena, it's time to see the Formula 1 cars driving around the Monza circuit today, and let's see who is going to be the best of the best here at also one of the classic tracks uh, for Formula 1, where a top speed decides everything, and let's see who has uh, the best experience here and who's going to be the fastest. But for now, it's time to start the first qualifying session. Okay, it's time to begin. We have the green lights on the pit lane, and that means that we are about to begin the session already. 18 minutes of the first qualifying session, and only 16 drivers will make it into the next qualifying stage. And we already have the first driver leaving the garage, and it's the Frenchman Santino Andreoli, the driver number 10 of Lotus Renault. And also hello to everybody watching us today and just leaving comments in the chat. And just look at the traffic. Um, and looks like cars, all the cars are going around the circuit. As now we have 22 cars on the track right now, on a quite short track, so probably it may cause some chaos, especially when it's the first qualifying stage. Anyways, Etienne really starts the flying lap, and let's just take a look. Let's just take a look at his onboard camera. Oh, and it's Samet Oscan, and it's a transmission problem. for him, and it's a yellow flag into sector 1, and it's going to be the session getting red flagged. And that's it. Well, that's all for Summit Toscan, and most likely he's going to be starting from the last position in the race. But yes, for now it's going to be the red flag with just 21 car uh, competing and fighting for the pole position today, as Summit Toscan has a transmission failure and he is not able to continue the race. Sorry, the qualifying session. Okay, everybody is in the pits now and it's time to restart the session. But now there are going to be just 21 car. Uh, okay, here we go. At this time it's going to be 15 minutes left in the session. And right now every single driver is in the pits. But we already have the first car leaving the garage, and it's going to be the Ferrari of Daniel Fraser, but the first one to leave the pit lane is going to be Adam Hidayat. And as I said, there is not so much space on this track, because look at uh, the cars and how they are leaving their garages. There is not a big gap between every car. Okay, we still have some drivers in the pits, but let's have an onboard with Adam Hidayat or just a trackside camera. And it's going to be very difficult for the slowest teams on the grid to make it into Q2 at least. As here comes Adam Hidayat to start the lap, 13 minutes remaining, and 21 car is on the track at the moment. Probably the Fraser is going to be catching some slipstream behind Adam, but well, let's see if the slipstream works for him, as Adam is already getting closer to the middle sector. 29.8, 29.9 by Daniel Fraser. He's even slower than Adam. 29.8 by Nielsen, 29.9 by Aitken. But anyways, here comes Adam. and it's 58.3. Daniel is a bit faster, but by just 1/10 of a second. And 57.9 by Darabas Daniel. Another fantastic performance by the Hungarian driver in the qualifying session. He has a fantastic qualifying pace, but who is going to be on top today? Kid at P1, Fraser is faster by 1/10 of a second. Emil Nielsen is going to be the next. He's on P4, Aitken P3, Talsley P5. Daniel 122.152, fantastic. Smither up into second, Abush P4, even slower than Fraser. And it's going to be Armin P6, Toast P9, Blackwood P7 ahead of Toast. Bagus P4, Santina Andreoli on P7. The 14th driver crossing the line is going to be Eric Levanekane, was only P10. Yuri Gabriel, who can be fighting for the championship this season. And let's take a look at his results. It's only P3 with a quarter of a second behind, and that's another failure. That's another failure. This time it's going to be the Williams of Alexander Arnold. What happens to the transmission? What happens to the engine of the drivers today? Another failure in this session already, the second mechanical failure for one of the drivers, and that's it. Arnold is going to be starting from P21 or maybe 22 because he's going to get the penalty for the engine replacement. And also Rosetta Martinez in the wall. Rosetta Martinez is in the wall. Probably it happened because of the debris on the track. Let's take a look. Rosetta Martinez. After completing the lap, the fantastic lap, and of course it was the wheel from Arnold's car, and that was a huge impact to that Force India. And looks like Arnold keeps moving, as we have 10 minutes left in the session, and everybody's making it into the pits. Uh, Arnold is still on the track, but there is nobody behind him. And we uh, have Arnold retiring, Martinez retiring, and also Samit Oskan retiring from this qualifying session. It's still yellow flags on sector 1 because of the car of Rosetta Martinez. And actually we can call it a red flag, as everybody is still in the pits while waiting for the caution to end. And it's Adam Hidayat, who's now on P9, on the solid P9 for Lotus, with Arnold uh, on P21, but his next lap times are not going to get counted. That's above which Fraser, Tysley, Smitler, Armin, Aitken, Nielsen, Kieslin Bagus, Daniel Tost, Gabriel, Chapman, Force India Blackwood, then Erika Hanebus, and some other drivers. Okay, here comes Hidayat. As we only have baked oven in the piece right now. But now the graphics show us that he's on the track, and yes, he's right ahead of Adam Hidayat. Hidayat might catch some slipstream or might get into the traffic, who knows, because the game can behave quite crazy, and it's going to be no improvement for Hidayat, sadly, even if he was right behind Tovan. And okay, Arnold Tabovich, Fraser improves, Tesla improves, Miller improves by just 2 thousandths of a second. Armin is slower, Aitken is faster, Nielsen is slower, Kieslin is... no, he's slower actually, as he has to improve in this session to make it into Q2, as he's just on P10. P10 with no improvement on Mercedes. That's an interesting story, but it doesn't matter as here comes Adam Hidayat. I guess there is going to be no improvement for him on this lap, and actually there is going to be no improvement for him. 6 tenths of a second slower. Arnold makes it happen to P17, but who cares? Sabush happened to P5, Fraser P2, Tesla P14, Smithler P3. Armin is going to have no improvement on this lap. Aitken is going to be P13, Nielsen no improvement, Kieslin is going to be staying on P10. Buggers makes it happen to P6. Daniel's just 6 thousandths of a second slower than his personal best and the fastest lap of the session at the same time. Fernando Tost is going to be on P16, Yor Gabriel then Chapman P9. Fantastic performance by HRT. Blackwood P15, Hanabusa P12. Sanchi Andrel is going to be the next one. He is at risk. He's now on P13, a very dangerous position, and he may stop to P6, actually not bad. But no, actually Martinez does not count. Messi on P21, Beethoven, who is 1/10 of a second faster than his personal best after the middle sector, and it's going to be P5 for him. And I guess that's all, as we have just 4 minutes left. I guess there are still going to be some drivers going for one more lap. And one of them is Sabova Vovic, who is on comfortable P6 at the moment. And actually looks like Martinez is still going to make it into Q2, despite him having a huge crash uh, in Sector 1.
2 minutes remaining.
Yes, we have 2 minutes remaining. And I guess everybody still has a chance to improve the person best. Except Arnold and Martinez, of course. Okay, Abovich is crossing the line and starting another lap. 1 minute 22 seconds left. Chapman is late. Toast is late. Or is he? Okay, Messi is late, Chapman is late, and Kiesin is late. The same as Martinez and Blackwood. To foresee yes. But now let's just have an onboard with Abovich going through the Curva Grande, where the Martinez-Arnold accident has happened, into Variante della Rocha. And he is a bit faster than his personal best by just 300ths of a second. Now, under the bridge he comes. And now the Scurry. Yes, he's still faster. Just 20 seconds remaining in this first qualifying stage. 15, 14, 13. 10 seconds, here comes Sabovic down Curva Parabolica. Down the final corner, and it is going to be an improvement for him. Or is it going to be? Yes, it is. But he's still on P6. Messi is a bit late. The next one to complete the lap is going to be Daniel Fraser on second position, but as we see, there is no improvement for him on this lap. The next one is Hidet, also no improvement. Well, actually, let's see. And it's Emil Nielsen who is now on P20. He's on the flying lap. Down my straight he comes. And it's going to be the HRT of Colin Chapman on P10 and Emil Nielsen on P16. Really close to have two HRTs into Q2. That's awesome. That can be awesome. Let's see Yuri Gabriel P2. Nielsen still P16. Smitla, no improvement. Push Armin on P17. No improvement. No improvement. Armin is out. Or is he actually? He is, I think. Where's Arnold? Arnold is P20. No, he is not through. Eric Levanehaneus up into P10. Up into P10. Impressive result for Zauber. DJ Bagus, he's on P9, but he has an improvement on both sectors, and it's going to be P7 for him. Fernando Tos P19, and he actually makes up to P16, ahead of Emil Nielsen. And that's actually an awesome qualifying session. And well, we have Nielsen, Armin, Tilsley, Messi, Arnold, and Oskan out of the qualifying after Q1. So let's see who's going to make it into Q3 in just like 20 minutes time. But for now, it's going to be a little break. Let's go for Q2. This time we have 16 drivers and actually 15 drivers and 15 minutes to make it into Q3. And again, I forgot something. Please give me a minute. Okay, now I guess everything is going to be fine. Okay, now we have like 15 drivers. These drivers are all the drivers who made it into Q2, except Rosetta Martinez, who crashed at Curva Grande during the start of Q1. So now on the track we have just 3 drivers. It's Aditya Bugs, Fernando Tos and Victor Aitken. But here come more drivers like Yuri Gabriel, Max Mittler, Beethoven, Daniel Fraser, Berta Kieslin and Eric Caliban and Hanebusa. Then it's going to be Lotus of Adam Hidayat, HRT of Colin Chapman, McLaren of Abovich, Mercedes of Darabas Daniels and Tina Andreoli, Jafari Blackwood, and now we have 2 beautiful HRT cars in Q2. I guess. Let me check it. I forgot. Yeah. No, actually no. I forgot that Nielsen was on P17. But anyways, we have a lot of Hidayat in Q2 and also an HRT of Colin Chapman, making it through the second qualifying stage. But as for now, we have Aditya Bago starting the flying lap, the Indonesian who was fighting for the championship. I guess we can't use the word was for now, as he's still in the championship battle. Then we have Tost, Aitken, Gabriel, Smitler, Owen, Fraser. Also talking about Ferrari. Uh, for now, the qualifying session for them is quite good. But the Italian fans can be quite sad, not for Ferrari, but for the Toro Rosso Formula 1 team, which is also Italian, because Sami Toscan most likely is going to start from the back of the grid, as he has not set any lap time in Q1. He did not make it through, so yeah, he's going to be starting from P21. P22 is going to be Arnold because of the penalty for the engine. And Aditya Bagos crosses the line with the result of 122.616. Fernando Tost is going to be a bit slower here by just 3/10 of a second. V8 can happen to P2, the driver of the Italian team. we have just 3 drivers classified for now. And Yuri Gabriel is going to be the next one to cross the line. And the Brazilian is going to make it up to P1. Smitler is just 1/10 down, Oven even faster than Smitler, but still not enough to make it up into P1. P4 for Fraser and P1 for Berta Casino, with just 31 thousandths of a second ahead of Gabriel. Hannibal a P3, fantastic hit at P9. Chapman P12, Abovich P1. What an impressive battle for the pole position, Daniel. Another fantastic performance by the Hungarian. It's going to be P2 for him for now. Santiago is going to be on P11, Jeffrey Blackwood P9, and for now that's all for all the 15 drivers. And just look at these gaps, they are impressive. And Smitler and Blackwood have set absolutely the same lap time. The lap time of 1 minute 22 seconds and 538 thousandths of a second. That's beautiful. And look at this pit lane traffic. It happens quite often this season. So that's not something special actually. Okay, it's time to continue the session with 8 minutes remaining. And I guess it's time for some advertisements once again, as I like to do it. If you want to become a commentator in this series, you can contact us on Discord, the link is in the description. And if you don't want to miss any like the stream, you can get notified by clicking the bell on our YouTube channel, because we usually don't have an exact time to start the engine. Oh, sorry, to start the session, of course. And that's why we usually start the session at 6 p.m. GMT plus 3, as that's the approximate time. But here comes DT Bagos to start his another lap. And actually, I've just realized that we have Erika Hanebusa still on P5 with an impressive lap, and she's just 97 thousandths of a second behind Tabovic, our Q2 leader. We have Bagus and Smither already on the flying lap, the same as Tosta Aitken Fraser, the same Hanebusa, and Iver Gabriel crossing the line. Bagus cannot improve. Let's take a look at the sector times after the first sector, and let's see who's going to have an improvement. And the man who's going to be faster than his personal best on sector 1 is going to be Fernando Tos from Williams. He's now on P14 at the moment, but it doesn't matter as he still has a chance to make it into Q3 as everybody here does. Because qualifying sessions at Monza are quite interesting. Okay, IDT Bagus has no improvement, Max Miller is also going to have no improvement, I guess. Here comes Fernando Tost on P14. Half of the second slower than Abovic at McLaren, and here comes the Williams driver. It's going to be P14, staying on the same position with 19 thousandths of a second behind Victor Aitken, who does not improve. Erika Hanebusa. Danny Fraser P5, Gabriel P4 also has an improvement. Berta Kieslin is going to be the next one to cross the line. And P3 to P1, fantastic. Santino also has an improvement from P11, he is going to make it up into P5, fantastic. And we have Bagus on P11 and Miller on P10, that's very dangerous. Blackwood up into P9, Chapman P12, still a decent result for HRT. Abovic is going to get P1 back. Is he? Yes, he is. By 163 thousandths of a second, he is faster than Berta Kieslin. Beethoven is the next one to cross the line. It's going to be P3 for him. Daniel, P2. Ahead of Kieslin and Novan. Fantastic. Adam Heated has no improvement. He is staying on P13, and I guess that's all. But we still have 4 minutes remaining in this session. That's such an awesome feeling. When you see Red Bull on P11 and Ferrari on P10. I guess I have some 2010 vibes when HRTs were winning almost every goddamn qualifying session for the top teams. So for now we have Bagos on P11, Colin Chapman P12, Hide at P13, Aitken P14 and Tost P15.
Remaining.
Two minutes and just one attempt for almost everybody in this session to actually go through uh, Q2 to Q3 as he recovers IDT Bagus crossing the line and starting the final lap of his qualifying session. I guess it's better to say the second qualifying session, as most likely he's going to make it through. But let's see, as the decisive factor here is a slipstream at Monza. But, well, Bagus is already going through De La Roja and crossing the line of the sector 1, and he's faster than his personal best by 23 thousandths of a second. But I guess it's still not enough to overtake Max Miller in this session, as Max is on the flying lap. Yes, he is. He did it in Chapman. Let's see if Chapman is crossing the line. And yes, everybody is going to have one more lap to improve on the personal best, as here also comes Aditya Bagus after having an improvement on the middle sector also. It's going to be P10. It's still going to be Ferrari or Red Bull out of the session. What is going on? And here comes Daniel Fraser from P7, also quite a risky position in the qualifying, catches a slipstream behind Beethoven, coming side by side, but it's not going to help him as he makes stop to P3. It actually does, and he gained a quarter of a second by catching the slipstream on the main straight behind Beethoven. That's awesome. That's awesome. Erika Hanebusa is up into P6 from P8. Jeffrey Blackwood is staying on P9. Who? Max Smitler on Aditya Bagus. Smitler or Bagus? It's going to be Smitler. Into Q3, Bagus is going to take P11. Berta Kieslin on P4. Berta Kieslin on P4, still slower than the teammate. And it's still P4. Santino Andreoli on P8, and he makes it through. He makes it through for Renault. Even if he does not improve, Yuri Gabriel is still on P7. As we have Hidayat not improving, Chapman not improving, Aditya Bagus, and that's all. That's all. It's Aditya Bagus on P11. But we have Erika Libani Kanebusa, the 2011 Australian Grand Prix winner, making it into Q3 here at Monza. That was an awesome second stage of the qualifying, but let's see who's going to be the pole sitter for the race as we start Q3 in just a few moments time. Well, it's time to start the final 15 minutes of this qualifying at Monza. And now we're going to know who's going to be the pole sitter. As we already have Aditya Bagus on P11 in Q2. And let's go, Daniel, Max Smitler. They are the first ones to leave their garages. Right after them, there is Erika Libani-Hanebusa, the Red Bull Fury Gabriel. And for now, that's all. Also, Daniel Fraser, Baked Oven, Bobovich, Santin Andreoli, Jeffrey Blackwood, and the last one is going to be Berta Kieslin. As here already comes Darabas Daniel. After having a fantastic result in Q1 and Q2 and a fantastic qualifying pace in last couple of weekends. As here he comes, comes through the final corner to start the lap. And I guess it's time to take a look at the onboard camera on his car. 330 km/h here. Again through De La Roja, turn 4. And into turn 5 he goes. And now it's time to a long straight. Almost as long as the main straight here. Through the Curva de Serraggio. And Ascari. Another long straight of this beautiful track. Located in Italy, located at Monza. Now Parabolica. Turn 10 for Darabas Daniel. As the Hungarian is going to take P1 for a moment or for the whole qualifying session. Let's see, it's going to be 122.458, but Max Miller is a bit slower by just 2 hundredths of a second. Eric Libani Kanebos is the next one to cross the line, and the Zauber driver is going to be on P3. To be on P3, and Yuri Gabriel takes P1. 2 tenths faster than Daniel. That means that it was not the fastest lap yet by Daniel, as he can be much faster. Daniel Fraser next up into P2 with Beethoven on P3. Abovich, the McLaren, is now on P1 ahead of Gabriel and Fraser. Santin Andreoli on P8. Blackwood is a bit faster, so Andreoli is on to P9. He's going to be on P10 as Berta Kieslin is up into P3. So there are 3 drivers in 1/10 of a second. That's interesting, but we also have 10 more minutes of this Q3 to see who's going to be the fastest. Actually, talking about the results of the 2010 Italian Grand Prix, the winner was Abovic, who is actually now on P1. But about the qualifying results, it was Daniel Fraser on top for Red Bull. The P2 went to Senior Kaka from McLaren, and P3 for Abobovic. Then it was Kaka Boy from Ferrari, Jack Aitken. Okay, it was Aitken on P5. As he was driving for Williams then. Then it was Toby Taylor on P6, P7 was Binalla, P8 for Max Midler, and P9 for Taylor Taylors. P10 was for Yuli Alexeyev, who was racing for Renault. A lot of drivers from this list are not racing this season. For example, Senior Kaka, Toby and Taylor Taylors, Nicholas Binala, who is racing at Formula Renault, and also Yuli Alexeyev. Or Alexeyev. Okay, here is Max Midler. To start his flying lap, who have 7.5 minutes remaining. Abovic leaving the garage, Fraser leaving the garage, Santian Riley leaving the garage. That's interesting, as Midler for now is the only one on the flying lap. Let's see how fast he is going to be after completing the first sector of this beautiful Italian track. He is faster than his personal best, but still almost 1/10 of a second slower than Abovic. 1/10 of a second. That's I guess that's not the best he can do. Right ahead of these fantastic Italian fans. Right ahead of Tifosi. Completed the middle sector. 1/10 down. 1/10 down, but I guess it's still good as he is improving. Now onto Parabolic and into the final corner he comes. For now he's on P7. Can he improve on P5, for example? And yes, he can. He may step into P5. Abu starts the flying lap. The next one to complete the lap is going to be Derbas Daniel. Daniel is on P7 at the moment. A disappointing P7 after the fantastic pace at Q1 and Q2, but now he's just 3/100ths of a second slower than Abovic. So basically he still has a chance to catch, to make it to a pole position, to the front row. For him it's going to be just P3, but still ahead of Berta Kies and Erika Libanica Nebusa. No improvement for her, as Yuri Gabriel is also going through the final corner. I guess there is going to be no improvement for him. And actually, yeah, no improvement as he's staying on the second position. Baked Oven is still on P7. He was 4 seconds down. Oh yeah, he actually ran wide, and it actually ruined his lap after running into the gravel and losing 4 seconds of losing 4 seconds on the final sector. Here comes Abovic, and I guess there is going to be an improvement for him, and it's going to be another fastest lap of the session, 1:22.208. Santina and Ravioli crossing the line is going to be no improvement. Bartakestin crossing the line, P3 still ahead of the teammate by just 4 thousandths of a second. Brilliant work by Mercedes, as they are located on P3 and P4 at the moment. The next one to cross the line is going to be Jafari Blackwood, makes up into P8, overtaking Erika Libani Hanebusa. For now that's all, but there are still 4 minutes, and the pole sitter is going to be decided in the final minutes of the session. Okay, we have 2 minutes remaining, and only Max Mittler and Darbus Daniel are on the track at the moment. And here comes Max to start the lap, right behind Erika Libana Hanebusa the Zauber. And looks like it's going to be the Tifosi going crazy after that blocking strategy by the Zauber driver. I guess Max will gain a lot of slipstream, but I'm not sure that's going to help. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. We still don't know who's going to be on the flying lap and who is not going to be. Max Mittler 2 tenths down after the first sector. That's a disaster for the Ferrari, and well, Max Mittler may catch the slipstream behind Erika, but I guess the only part of the track where it can be useful is going to be the main straight. He has to get closer as much as possible to gain a huge boost to his speed there at the main straight, but looks like it's not going to happen, so he's going to finish his qualifying session on P6 or even lower. So Max is going to be on P6 for now, and well, the next one to line up is Daniel, but now we're just interested at people who are going to make it. Actually, who are going to cross the line before the checkered flag, and the last one to do it is going to be Abobovic. So, racing pepperoni's chances for the pole for Oven chances for Fraser, for Santina, and for Jafari. Darabas Daniel comes down the final corner without any improvement, but I guess it's still a good lap. Even if he cannot outqualify Berta Kiesinit's P4 for the Hungarian. Hanebus and Smith are going side by side, and that's a karma for this Zauber. That's a karma, and I guess that's all. Berta Kiesin has no improvement, Gabriel has no improvement, Avoch has no improvement. What's happening? Come on. We need some action on the final minutes, not just something quite boring. Max Mitter makes it into the pits and looks like he's slowing down Erika once again. Some interesting tactics to get the revenge by Ferrari, but at least the Tifosi are going to be happy with that decision, I think. Yuri Gabriel comes down the final corner and is again to snatch the pole position. Looks like he is not, but still 1 tenth down. Abobovic is going to take the pole position once again. But this time it's going to be at Monza for the final European round of the season. Congratulations to Aboba. That was an interesting qualifying session. If we are not going to count the final minutes, where actually nothing interesting happened, just a battle between uh, the Ferrari and Zauber. But anyways, congratulations to Russian, as he is going to start from the pole position for the next race. And probably he's going to get... probably he's finally going to get the win this season. As the last time when Aboba has got the pole position, it was Great Britain, it was Silverstone, ahead of a lot of British fans, but it was only P3 is the result of the race. Anyways, that's all, thanks for watching and see you tomorrow for the races of Formula Arena. I wish you a good afternoon, a good evening or a good night, and see you next time.